guys, today I'm going to share with you my recipe for tuna empanadas with salsa fresca. These are so amazing, really easy, healthy, delicious, and a good selling point. They are my mom's favorite recipe that I make. So if they make mom happy, imagine, you got to try them. So we're talking about a really simple empanada dough, and then a tuna filling with some onions and garlic, and then a salsa fresca, which is basically like a fresh salsa with chopped tomatoes, onions, jalapeno pepper, fresh cilantro. So we're gonna just go ahead and start with our dough, and you can see how easy these are to make. All right, so begin with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm using a half a cup measure, so I'm gonna put 4. So 2 cups of flour. Okay, to that we're gonna add a half a teaspoon of salt. All right, and give that just a really quick mix. All right, and then half a stick of butter, which is 1/4 of a cup, and it is softened. All right, and then you're just gonna go ahead and press that into your dough until it is all completely crumbly. Yeah, I like to use the back of a fork to press it in. Okay, and then we're gonna start with a half a cup of water. So we'll see if the dough is the right consistency, and if not, we can add a little bit more water. You can use a fork or a spoon at this point. I'm sticking with the fork. Looks like it needs a little more water, so I'm gonna put about a tablespoon. And this is a great dough. You could do, all kinds of empanadas. Chicken, beef, tuna is pretty unique and inexpensive and tasty. I do love tuna, so I'm gonna go ahead and work it with my hands and see if we can get it to form a nice smooth ball. Okay, and just press with your hands to get that butter all evenly incorporated. So shape your dough into a smooth ball. Okay, and then just leave it in the bowl, and then you can put a towel on top. Give it about 15 minutes of resting time, and I'm gonna go ahead and get us set up to make the tuna filling. All right, so for the tuna empanada filling, go ahead and heat yourself a frying pan. I'm gonna use my big skillet because it's convenient for me. Put about a tablespoon of olive oil, and then about a half a cup of finely chopped onions, and mix that around. Just a pinch more oil. So let that onion go on its own for about a minute or so, and then we'll add the garlic. Okay, now we can add the garlic. I have 3 smallish cloves going in. Okay, mix that and let it go for about a minute so the garlic doesn't burn. Okay, and then I have 2 cans of tuna. I like the solid white in water. Okay, you could use chunk tuna, whatever you like, but I like the solid, and you could even use canned chicken if you wish. So I strained off the liquid in the tuna. You can go ahead and add 2 cans. All right, get that mixed around with the onions and the garlic. Okay, and then we can go ahead and put some black pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon. And some dried parsley, about a teaspoon. Oops. Garlic powder, about a 1/2 teaspoon. And a teaspoon of salt. And basically, you know, you're just heating the tuna up at this point. That's all of the cooking that we need to do for the filling. It's just a matter of sauteing that onion and the garlic. So that's it. Is that speedy or what? So the filling is done. I'm gonna transfer that into a dish, and then we're gonna go ahead and make the Salsa Fresca. Okay, now for the yummy part of the Salsa Fresca. This is great for a topping on these empanadas. It's also great just to dip chips into or use for tacos, burritos, nachos, you name it. So I have chopped 2 pretty large tomatoes in small pieces. So we start with that, and then about a 1/2 cup of finely chopped white onion. And then I have a lime. Best way to get the juice out is to roll it really hard with your palm. Lemons and limes, it's a good way to get extra juice. And you're gonna squeeze the juice of the entire lime into this. Really squeeze. Awesome smell. Gosh, love the smell of lemons and limes. Okay, I've got my food processor because I like how it chops the jalapeno and the fresh cilantro. You don't have to use one, you can do it by hand. So it's a small jalapeno. I cut both ends off and then just slice it in pieces. And if you don't like spice, you don't have to put it. I'm actually not even gonna put this entire thing because I don't want it to be too spicy. So 4 slices of the jalapeno. Just gonna leave one back just in case. Don't want the girls to freak out. And then I cleaned the cilantro and I tried to get as much stem off as possible. Pack that in there together. And get this finely chopped. Okay, looks great. Then go ahead and add that to your salsa. Oh, the smells, so fresh, so delicious. The smell of fresh cilantro gets me every time. I never get sick of it. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and grind in some black pepper, about a 1/4 teaspoon. And teaspoon of salt. Gotta have salt. And that's it. Look at that fresh deliciousness. A few stems. I used to sit there and just pick off every leaf and then put it in the food processor and to keep the stems out, and that was such a tedious process that I just kind of do it like this now. And then if there's big pieces of stem, you can pull them out. So this is the amazing Salsa Fresca that will be going on the empanadas. Oh, heaven. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean this area up, and then we're gonna take the dough, break it into the balls, flatten it, roll it, stuff it, fry it. Yum. I'll be back. Okay, so to make the empanadas, sprinkle a work area with a little bit of flour. Okay, just give this another quick little knead. And I think we're shooting to get about 10 empanadas. So you're gonna break it into a ball about that size and press it in the palm of your hands and press with your fingers. The more pressing, the less rolling you'll have to do. Coat both sides in flour and then roll. Okay, and then flip it. Just want it to be in a circle. Okay, just dust the flour off. All right, then okay, and then you go ahead and take your tuna filling. a spoonful on half of the empanada. Okay, not too much. These are kind of tiny. All right, and then fold it over. Okay, and then take a fork and just press the edges to seal it. Beautiful. And then put it on a plate. Okay, and then just repeat the process, 8 to 10 times, depending how big you want them. All right. So just smooth it out a little bit, just kind of squeeze it like that. Press it in your palms. Press with your fingers. Flour, flour, roll. Fun one to get the kids involved with because they love the whole dough and rolling part. Okay. All right. Shake off the flour. Stretch, stretch. And then tuna. Okay. Fold it over, press those edges. Okay. Ooh, yeah. On a plate. Okay, so continue that until they're all done, and then we're gonna fry them up in a pan. Okay, I've got my skillet cleaned out and ready to go again. Get it nice and hot, and then go ahead and put a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. So I'm in a little bit of a time crunch, so I'm only gonna cook 2 empanadas. I'll do the rest later. Okay, but if you have a big enough pan, you can fry them all at the same time. So, a few steps to the recipe, but really easy, right? Super, super easy. So you're gonna go ahead and fry these in the olive oil until they're golden and crispy. Okay, and then you'll flip and cook the other side until golden and crispy. And then we're going to top them off with the salsa. Good stuff. So remember that all my recipes are down below if you guys are feeling ambitious enough to make these. You won't regret it. So both sides are nice and golden, so you can transfer to a plate. And then go ahead and just pile on the salsa as such. And then you can either pick it up with your hands like this. Now I'm not really gonna take a bite because they're hot, but this is how I eat them, like this, and balance them really well. Or if you don't wanna have such a mess on your hands, you can use a fork and a knife. So please go out and make them and share this with your friends and let me know how they turn out. And don't forget, my recipes are down below. And thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.